Hey guys, I have a pretty big update in the case of Brianna Aguilera. As you know, she was the Texas A&M student who is going to be soon attending law school. She was in Austin, Texas for the Texas A&M and University of Texas game on Friday, and that was this past weekend. She had been to a tailgate party on Friday night, and then just a few hours later on Saturday morning at around 1 a.m., she was found deceased on the ground at an apartment complex, and authorities ruled that her death was a suicide, that she allegedly jumped. I didn't feel right about this story at first. However, today, on Thursday, December 4th, authorities revealed a critical piece of evidence in Brianna's death after she fell 17 stories from the high-rise apartment. Investigators reportedly said they have evidence that shows Brianna wrote a suicide note, and she even talked about ending her life with friends even hours before she died, allegedly. Reportedly, she traveled from College Station, Texas to Austin on November 28th, and that was for the football game and to tailgate and to hang out with friends. Now, since her death, her mom, Stephanie Rodriguez, has said that the cops were not really investigating suspicious circumstances around her daughter's death, and they just weren't doing a lot. Stephanie still fully believes her daughter would have never taken her life, and she believes that somebody must have pushed her over the railing of the apartment balcony. Reportedly, it was said a further review of Brianna's phone showed a deleted digital suicide note that was dated the Tuesday before she died on November 25th of this year. The note was allegedly written to specific people in her life, and that's according to the Austin Police Department. Police said today in a press conference that from the moment the call originated up until now, between all the witness statements and video evidence and digital evidence that has been collected, at no time did anything ever point to this being criminal in nature. They said their investigation revealed that Brianna had made suicidal comments to her friends back in October of this year. This allegedly continued until the night of her death, and some alleged self-harming actions occurred earlier that evening before she died, and there was allegedly a text message to a friend that night indicating she wanted to die by suicide. Now, I do have a question. What did these friends do about that? Did they contact her family or medical professionals or talk to her? What did they do if she had been making these comments for months? Not trying to place blame, but did they report it? Police further said that Brianna had been so drunk on the night of her death that she was asked to leave a tailgate party at the Austin Rugby Club at around 10 p.m. that night. They said the only evidence they have of any type of physical altercation was that Brianna allegedly punched one of her friends as they were trying to help her out of the tailgate party. Witnesses claimed that after Brianna was asked to leave the tailgate party, she repeatedly dropped her phone and staggered into a wooded area that was close by, where her phone and other items were later found by Austin police. Near that creek, her mom mentioned, I believe. Furthermore, surveillance cameras from the 21 Rio apartments in Austin captured Brianna arriving to the apartment with a big group of friends at around 11 p.m. that Friday night. Then it was said at 12:14 a.m. her friends called 911 to say she was missing. They allegedly assumed she had gone out with some other friends without letting them know. It was said most of the people in that apartment left around 12:30 a.m. However, Brianna and 3 other girls were still there. You know, she lost her phone at the tailgate, but she did call her boyfriend at around 12:43 a.m. after she borrowed one of her friend's phones. Her boyfriend was not in Austin at the time. Witnesses then allegedly heard her on the phone arguing with her boyfriend, and he later confirmed they argued. The argument reportedly happened about 2 minutes before her body was reported to have fallen off the 17th story balcony at 12:46 a.m. Her fall was reported by a resident of the apartment complex who heard a loud thud and then saw a woman on the ground. Authorities claim none of her friends actually saw her fall, though. It was said all of the people who were inside that apartment have been interviewed several times. They've been cooperating. Now, allegedly, her parents are still refusing to believe the findings of the police. They released a statement through their attorney after the police press conference today, saying as far as they're concerned, this is still an open investigation. Brianna's family reportedly hired a high-profile attorney in her death investigation, and his name is Tony Busby. He plans to have his own press conference tomorrow, Friday afternoon, out of Houston. Well, y'all, I must say, if the new reports and evidence from the police are true and accurate, I have to agree with them that she must have died by taking her own life. It truly sounded like at first nobody was investigating this and just assumed, but I do understand it takes time to investigate and conduct interviews and whatnot. I lost my father to suicide, and it's truly a hard pill to swallow. You don't want to accept it, and I'm sure her parents are in a big state of denial right now, and that's completely normal. My prayers are definitely with them all during this difficult time. If anybody needs to reach out to me, somebody who understands suicide, never hesitate to. For more content, be sure to follow and subscribe over on YouTube.